Hey guys, how are you? I love like everything's like in the way. I'm trying to move my this is so annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, cool. So we are now live with everything. We should be live. Hold on. I look like a zombie here on Instagram. It is what it is. I just look really light. Lighter than what I usually am. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to go with it. So, hey, YouTube. Hey, Instagram. Hey, Facebook. We are doing class tonight. I figured before I jump into the rest of my work, a knockout class because we did not do it on Monday. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to class. Come on in. I know I didn't announce the time. It is what it is. I will make sure I get everyone on the email list. You will get a link to join class when gets to watch the replay. So, hello, guys. How are you? YouTube, I've missed you. YouTube, I just uploaded my MailChimp one-on-one masterclass. It's an hour and 30 minutes, but it goes over MailChimp one-on-one, how to set up your list, how to set up basic automations, including how to do them for stores. And I basically break down all the different types of campaigns, how to do your templates. All of that is in the masterclass. I did one late night for you guys. I love you guys so much. So I just uploaded that to YouTube. So if you want to get your crash course, free crash course in MailChimp, it's already uploaded. So guys, let's get into class. Tonight, we're focusing on two things. We're focusing on the vision. This is Vision Week. If you are not a part of my email list, then I don't know what you're doing. But, okay, you should have received your Toolkit Tuesday email, which went out. Hey, guys. Hey, Angel. That went out today. Okay, the Toolkit Tuesday went out today. And if you checked your email, then you would have seen that the focus for this week is new year, new vision, same vision. What are we doing? So this week we're focusing on vision, and I'm going to match that with, we're going to go back over the critical one sentence pitch. So if you have forgotten it, if you want to sharpen up on it, that's what tonight is about, as well as how to be strategic in this year with your ministry or your business on how to create a unique selling point, because it's so essential that in order to get paid your worth, whether you're service-based, retail-based, you have to have a sharp enough focus. And so that's what we're going to talk about in tonight's class. So if this is your first time watching me, my name is Genesis Dorsey. I am a passionate little firecracker. I'm 5 feet. But more importantly, I am the platform coach, and my desire is to help those in business or ministry or individuals. I help them to create platforms that do three things. We're going to create the platform. We're going to gather the people, which are your tribe or community. And then thirdly, we're going to monetize that community with products or services. And so I'm really big into helping you reach the masses, helping you reach your clientele. Maybe you're not for the masses, maybe you're for a select group of people, but my job is to help you find those people, get to those people, and then make money. And so I'm going to quickly go over our strategy that we always open class with. So if this is your first time watching, you need to get used to this equation. So the first thing that I always say is that your business is a baby. Yes, B-A-B-Y, cry baby, the wah, 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 milk, all that. Your business is a baby. And the reason why we go over this equation is that before I go into class, I want you to realize just how important your business is. It's not just an option. It's not a plan B. It's not, when you start a business, it is a baby. It needs to be fed. And so because your business needs to be fed, we're going to focus on what do we feed it. So after I know that my business is a baby, it needs to be fed, I feed it an F word, and you're going to feed it what we call focus. You need to feed it focus. And tonight we're going to talk about how to have an even sharper focus in your business. Hey, Charmaine. So in your business, right, you need to feed it focus. Focus is not just doing the same thing over and over again. Focus also means strategy, because in my opinion, you aren't really focused if you're not being strategic, right? Because if you think about it, focus brings strategy, right? when you are someone who is like just doing random things, like I could stare at something the whole time and not get anything accomplished, right? So I may be focused on it, but real focus is in the execution as well, right? So we also want you guys to have execution within that focus, strategies. So a lot of times you will see me in these classes, I'm dropping jewels of strategy so that you're not just doing the same thing over and over again, but we're going to refresh it. We're going to add some new ways to do the same thing, okay? And then, of course, the next thing you need to feed it is passion. So my business is a baby. I need to feed it focus, but then I also need to feed it, guess what? Passion. And I've taught this, passion is not enough because you need the first two things, right? But you should be passionate about what you do because in business, your energy level will run to zero, okay? You're gonna get tired, you're gonna get exhausted, and you're gonna wanna give up. Every moment you're like, listen, this is for the birds, okay? So you need to make sure that what you're doing, that when you have those moments, that your passion will wake you up and say, hey, but this is what I love to do, so I'm not quitting. You have to have passion. And when you have those things, when you understand that your business is a baby and you need to feed it, and you give it focus, and you give it passion, what happens is that you create ultimate wealth. And wealth is not just a monetary number. It is also wealth as far as over and above. Abundance in every area of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and definitely financially, because we want to be good stewards over the platforms that we have. You know, let's say I'm running a ministry. Well, if I'm not thinking about ways to generate revenue or giving to take care of that platform, you're not being a good steward, right? And I know lots of people say, oh, it's not about the money, but you need money to take care and to scale and expand the vision that has been given to you. So let's get into tonight. Tonight, we're talking about vision when it comes to your business, as well as how to go over the one sentence pitch. Again, to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm glad you guys have joined class. Let's get into tonight's covering. So when we talk about your vision for your business, a lot of people are very surface when it comes to their vision. It's not deep enough to expand. So a perfect example is that I meet people all the time and I'll say, why do you want to start a business? And they'll say, oh, I want to help people. Well, a lot of people want to help people. A firefighter wants to help people. A policeman wants to help people. A teacher wants to help people. Your mother wants to help people. So that's not big enough, right? Or I may hear something that says, "Oh, I want to change the world." Anybody can change the world. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to change the world. So when we talk about your vision for your business, you have to have a very distinctive vision in order for your business to not just survive, but to thrive. And this is where a lot of times you'll hear business coaches or gurus talk about how you need to have your customer avatar, where this is a customized layout of a target layout of who your customer is, age, demographic, background, experiences, likes, dislikes, all of that, right? Because you need to not just know what are you doing, but you need to know who are you doing it for. And you can't just say that you're doing it for men and women. What types of men and women is this for? So your vision has to be wide enough, but also narrow enough to that it hits a specific group of people. And again, groups of people can be by experience, by needs or wants. There's so many different ways to define a customer, but it needs to be focused. It needs to be focused. Perfect example is that let's say you want to start a makeup company and you tell me, oh, I'm starting a makeup company because I want women to, just fall in love with their beauty. That is generic, very generic. It does not tell me, it does not speak to a deeper mission at heart. People do not fall in love forever with the product. People fall in love forever with the brand. A product may have drawn them, but it will not keep them. You have to fall in love with the brand itself. So a lot of times we're trying to do activities and products and services around the product and service, but people fall in love with the brand, with the mission. So if you opened up today's email, which was in Toolkit Tuesday, there was a question that I asked you. So we're going to pull back up those questions. Okay. And we're going to go over what I assigned you guys. So if you're not a part of my email list, every Tuesday, we started this last week, and it's a part of my 2019 focus where every week I send you an email that has like a really straightforward goal. And then I give you guys some strategies and some questions to do. So this week I sent today, hold on, first of all, where's my stuff, y'all? Where's the stuff? Here it is. Okay, cool. So today's email, that's for some reason, where's my email inbox? Okay, I'm in my email inbox. Oh, there we go. I couldn't find it because it says me on it. So this week, we're focusing on these questions, okay? And I want you guys, if you are a part of my email list, you already have these questions, so you can write them in your notebook and go through them, okay? But let's go through these questions. So the first one is, how can I show the benefits of customers, how can I show the benefits of customers using my company? Okay, how can I show the benefits of customers using my company? So in other words, when they're using you, how can you show that there are benefits to choosing you, right? A lot of times we assume that people should love our brands because you create a product, service, nonprofit mission. Guys, I'm going to tell you a blunt, straightforward truth you may not want to hear. Nobody cares. People care when you begin to place the brand into their lives. People do not have to care because you are a human being and you created something. A lot of people are creating something. This is the harsh truth that no one wants to hear, but a lot of people are creating things, okay? It does not matter because you've created something, okay? You have to create a mission, a vision that people can fall in love with, right? That draws them into your product. So when you look at your products or services, okay, how does your product or service fit into their life? Why should they care? Why should they care? And you should be able to answer that to me. If I asked you, why should people care about your brand? You should be able, like I said before, to defend to me why your product, service, organization should exist. What would the world look like if it did not exist? Because if you cannot defend what would happen if it didn't exist, then your business is technically optional. Because if it didn't exist, there would not be a change in the world, right? So your vision has to explain why it's present and what would the world look like if it was absent. Does that make sense? The other question I asked in the toolkit is, what is the vision of the company? Why did we get started? Do we share the story as a part of our brand message? So when I go on your website, when I look at your social media, how often are you sharing the why to your company, right? People need to continuously be reminded of the core values and mission of your company, of why you exist, of why they've decided to choose you or even follow you. A lot of times, again, we're assuming that people get it. We're like, oh, duh, they of course they should get, they see it, right? But that's not how people operate. People are bombarded by so many other forms of marketing and media that I'm trying to tell you right now, you are like one of like 5 million things they're probably going to see over a course of a week or of 2 weeks, right? So I want you to begin thinking of, okay, I'm not just an optional company, but I'm a very important organization, company, product-based, whatever, service-based business that people need to learn about, ministry that people need in their lives, right? So how often are you conveying vision? How often are you conveying mission? How often are you conveying the need of your product or service in people's lives, right? Now, let's say you're a nonprofit. So let's say your organization is more focused on people helping others, right? Well, you need to convey why people need to become a part of the mission campaign, whatever it is that you're running. People have to begin to see the importance of it, right? And you have to begin to match people. You have to begin to shift their eyes to see what you see. And that comes with continuously voicing your vision. All the time talking about why you're doing this, your heart, where you're coming from, why this thing should exist. I should be hearing it on a consistent basis. So social media posts where you're talking about, ideas, that's great, but I should consistently be hearing this. As a service-based business, I should be consistently hearing why your company exists, why, problems that you're identifying in your market and why your company addresses those issues and why you're the best company to address those issues. You guys got that? Okay, cool. So let's keep on going with other questions. Other questions are, is my vision big enough to last me 5 to 10 years or can it only last me a year? In other words, are you dreaming too small? Are you dreaming big enough to where a couple years can finish the vision, where you have some work to do over the course of a couple years? That is very important. To me, that is a great place to start, making sure that you have a big enough vision to stretch you for a couple years, okay? The next question that we want to ask ourselves is that we talked about this in a previous video, but what do I want 2019 to give me, and what are my plans to make this happen? So when we look at the vision for your company this year, how much do you want to gross this year? How is that going to happen? We're going to be going over profit planning pretty soon, but how do you want that to happen? What do you see happening in order for those numbers to be met on a monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis, okay? And then how will you, through consistent vision casting and conveying, okay, how will you begin to build this niche, right, around what it is that you do? And we're going to talk about that in a second. The next question is, okay, what do I need to finish that I didn't finish in 2018 that may prevent me from accomplishing 2019 goals? So do I need to get my savings in order? Okay, because I want to be able to invest and go to this conference, but my savings are, so maybe I need to work on my savings. Maybe I need to work on my budgeting. Maybe I need to work on my media kit. You know, I want to get more speaking engagements. So I need to work on my electronic press kit. Maybe I need to save some money, work on my website or my funnels, or maybe I need to do some more traveling and, you know, going to more networking events. So you have to begin to think about strategically, what am I doing, or what have I not done? What did I not do, excuse me, in 2018 that will help me to have a profitable 2019, okay? And you do need to assess what things you did not finish, because you need to finish them this year, okay? Now let's talk about, okay, this vision in one sentence pitch. Hey, how are you? So a couple of things that I want to go over in reference to the one sentence pitch. If you're not familiar with the one sentence pitch, it is the number one thing that I do with most of my, like the majority of my clients, unless they're like at the very, 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 very beginning, and we first just need to figure out what their gifts are. But the one sentence pitch I've been teaching for at least a year and a half. It's in my boss builder. And this is a sentence that we're going to work on tonight, and we're going to work on because you have to learn how to pitch your business in less than, honestly, 10 seconds, like in less than 5 seconds. Well, maybe let's do 10 seconds, okay? And the one sentence is what I teach many entrepreneurs to do, to be able to clearly give to me what you do. Your business cannot be generic, okay? A innovative and amazing company, they are not for everyone. They do not do what everyone else does. There's a focus. And the one sentence pitch that we're about to do is going to help you to create focus so that when people hear what you do, you sound like you are standing alone as a company, okay? A perfect example is, let's say I wanted to become a business coach, right? Well, the thing about it is that the more focused you are, the more you can demand financially, right? So I would call myself a business coach, but it's better to have a focus within business that I specialize at. Right? Just like, for instance, I have reopened up Glam Print Go, which is a digital agency, but we're not just a regular digital agency, because that means that we can be a part of a whole flood of people. We focus on being a platform agency. So what we do is we help to package your passion, okay? And so what we do is we take your passion and we begin to monetize it into different products, services, and ultimately a platform. So what I do as a platform coach, I now have transformed that also into an agency where I do this in a done-for-you service, right? Where I'm helping my clients launch their platforms, right? Help them build their tribes, and then help them to monetize their products. So when I'm pitching that to people, they're like, oh, okay, so you're not just a regular digital agency. You help people to launch their platforms and to do online courses, workbooks. I'm like, yeah, that's what we do. So that means that when someone is looking to, let's say, a personal brand, or a business is looking to launch like a whole university or something like that, they're going to call us because they know that that's what we specialize in. And so you want to be that person that when people are looking for a particular subject or expert or whatever it is, you're like, oh yeah, I can call so-and-so, right? I can call them, and I know that they are the experts at that particular field, if that makes sense, right? So let's go over this one sentence pitch. And it's pretty simple, but it helps so that when people ask you, hey, so-and-so, what do? You can say, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's go to this one sentence pitch. So you're going to take your pen or whatever it is that you need, and we're going to write this out. Okay, and it's what I teach every entrepreneur. Every entrepreneur should be able to give me the one sentence pitch. Okay, so some of the words can be changed around. Okay, they can be changed around. Okay, but we're going to use a general template, and then we're going to change some things up. So I help blank to blank by blank. Okay, I help blank to to blank by blank. Okay, you definitely don't need to write this out because you may be like, I'm confused. So I help blank, and just do an underline because you're going to fill it in. Okay, I help blank to blank by blank. Okay, and I'm going to break out what each blank needs to be filled with. So I help blank to blank by blank. Okay. So the first question, the first blank is your who. That's the people. Okay. So when someone asks you, what do you do? The very first thing that you need to first differentiate is who you help. Okay. We're not even going to talk about what you do yet. We're going to first talk about who you help. Because when you're pitching, okay, we want to make sure that you immediately identify in your pitch who you are for. Okay. So I help blank. That first one is your who. Do not fill it in yet. I'm just going to give you, just giving you what each blank is for. Now the to, after you say to blank, to do what? I help who to do what? Now, this is your end result. This is it. This is probably the biggest thing that a lot of entrepreneurs miss. A lot of times when we pitch our products and services, we just tell people what we do. No one cares about what you do. People care about the end result. I don't care about the fact that you sell t-shirts. I really don't. Don't care about you sell. I know a bunch of people sell t-shirts. But what my thing is that what is the end goal of your t-shirts? Like, are these cute, funky sayings? Are these like, fitness, are you a fitness brand that sells, t-shirts that help motivate me to lose weight or to, hit my sales goal? Like you have to have like a focus. Like I promise you, the more focused you are, the better you'll be. Okay. So I want to first know the end result. I don't care that you sell fitness vitamins. Okay. I want to hear, first of all, where are you taking me? Right. So the best way to explain this is that people do not get in taxi cabs to just go for a ride, right? People get into taxi cabs because they have a destination, right? That's the same way you want to see your company. Your company is like a taxi cab. Okay. No one is getting in unless they know where they're going. No one hops in a taxi cab and says, drive me around. That'd be kind of creepy. Okay. This is about an end destination. When you can sell the end destination, people will quickly hop in the car because they're seeing, okay, oh, wow, that's where I want to go, right? So this is why I'm linking this to vision, because vision is all about showing them the end goal and then working back to say, okay, well, if you want to get here, work with me because I can bring you to that end result, right? So a perfect example is let's say I cut grass. This is a perfect example. Oh my God. For example, let's say I cut grass, right? So a lot of people say, oh, hey, do you need me to cut your grass? I cut grass. You sound generic. Okay. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of people cut grass. Give an end goal. Like, are you looking to have a well manicured lawn, on a consistent basis within your busy schedule? Are you a professional, who's looking to have a consistent, consistent company who can, make sure that all of your properties are well taken care of and manicured? Again, I'm making stuff up, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm not going to just go to someone and say I cut grass, because that does not give me an end goal. Right? People purchase for end goals. You just may not realize it because maybe to you, the product is stupid, but people still purchase for an end goal. And then based upon their taste, they select. Perfect example. You have Wendy's, Burger King, and Taco Bell, right? They all sell food. all sell food, right? But they have created menus that specialize in the kind of audience they're targeting. So you will never see McDonald's selling tacos. You're going to see Taco Bell selling tacos, right? You're going to see the Nacho Grande. My favorite one is the chalupa. Okay, I love the chalupa, right? And you're going to see these different products, right? And the end goal, of course, is to eat, right? It's not like there is a deep, meaning. Not all of your companies will have this uber deep meaning. It's like people who sell water guns, shoot guns. There is no like deep meaning with like buying a Frisbee or like buying, a toy water gun, right? But there is still a reason for why people buy them, right? So you have to realize that you may have 3 different companies that do the same thing, but it's how they brand their company. It's how they show, what a person experiences by eating their food, right? And that all ends up, right, to an end goal. Just like, for instance, with Hollywood Ken says that Chick-fil-A selling chicken, customer service, another example, right? So like Chick-fil-A does the same thing that McDonald's does. They sell food. But how they sell their food, the menu items, these are things that differentiate a company from another, right? So what I'm saying is you've got to give people an end goal. It's not just the product alone. Church's Chicken sells chicken sandwiches, okay? Bojangles, okay? But what separates them, right, is the fact that there are different end goals. There's different pitches and branding and how they do it. You have Popeyes, it's more of that Southern woman, Creole, Louisiana, kind of style. Then you have the Chick-fil-A, like, hi, welcome to Chick-fil-A, just totally different branding. And branding does have a huge part to play with that. But we can't brand if we don't know where we're trying to take people. Does that make sense? So I want you to have an end goal. Okay, I want you to have an end goal. So I help who, this is the blank, we're gonna define this, but I help who to blank, this is where we paint the picture, by the very last thing you say is what you do. So, right, I help target audience to paint the picture by now tell me your products and services. No one does, again, I'm going to show you this pattern when you're pitching yourself. No one cares about what you do unless you tell them where you're going, or sorry, where you're taking them. So let's go over the sentence again. I help, remember words can change. I help who, this is the target audience, to paint the end picture by giving your products and services. Okay, this is the template structure for a 1-sentence pitch. So that means that when someone says, hey, bro, hey, hi, hello, hi, what do you do? That 1 sentence, you should be able to give me what you do in that 1 sentence. Okay, it should not take you, oh, well, I do this, I do this too. We do a little bit of this. So now you literally taken like 5 minutes to tell me what you do. You're not ready to pitch to larger audiences. I mean, now again, I'm not saying that your skill set, like I know people who make tons of money behind the scenes, but I'm talking about where, you're looking to maybe make some different types of deals now in your business. It's important to have a 1-sentence pitch. I'm just saying. And it also helps to open up or to shoot a conversation differently, because if someone does not match that sentence, then that lets you know, okay, this is not the person for me, right? So let's talk about each of these blanks. So I help who. Let's talk about who. Who is the target audience? Okay, you have to be really defined. I was talking with a musician, right? So as many of you guys know, like there's been a lot of conversation around, the furlough, right? With the government furlough. And so there are people who are like, let's say they work a government job and they are also, musicians in the church. So talking to someone, because they were like, there are musicians who their main job is not paying them. So now like they're all dependent upon their musician job, right? And so he was saying on how, he really feels like musicians should be more educated in the business, things like that, right? Okay, great. So he was like, he had this idea, you want to do these things. And I was like, okay, great. So who's your target audience? He was like, oh yeah, musicians. I'm like, well, that's a very widespread group because there are tons of different musicians. Who are you focused on? Are you focused on people who work more in a religious setting? Are you focused on maybe a genre of musicians? I mean, musicians can be multi-talented. So what I was telling him is that you've got to have a target. Like, are you focused on millennials? Are you focused on middle age? Are you focused maybe more on background experience? Are you focused more on, you know, musicians who want to become entrepreneurs, right? Because not every musician is technically an entrepreneur, because some people don't have those skill sets or want to. So basically, I was trying to tell them that you have to have like a target group. Like, you can't just say, I'm here to help mothers, right? Or I'm here to help, you know, fathers. Okay, like, give me more target audience. The other thing is that the end destination will also help you target, because not everyone wants to go to the same end destination. Correct? Like, for instance, not everybody wants to buy a home. Some people want to lease a home or rent a home, right? Not everybody wants to, I'm trying to think of the other things people do. Not everybody wants to get an apartment. Some people want to get a condo, even though I think they're pretty much the same thing. But, you know, I'm just trying to think of the examples, right? So the point is that not everybody wants the same thing. So your end result will also diversify or niche, you know, who you're trying to work with, right? So this is why when we talk about who you're for, you want to have a focus. In my opinion, innovation comes when you find a defined target market that is not being served. When you can find a target market that is being underserved and you can layer it, that's where innovation begins. So innovation begins when you take different industries and you combine them. I've talked about this before, right? So for instance, Lyft, right? Lyft combined the idea of carpooling and ride sharing, right? Someone literally using their own car to give someone else rides, right? Think about that. And then what they did was they combined it and layered it with the taxi cab traditional market experience, right? So the market was that I pay to go from point A to point B. That's the traditional taxi business, right? Okay. But we're going to combine that and layer that with the idea of people renting their own cars out, right? I mean, think about it. It's ingenious, right? So so Lyft does not actually have to own cars, right? When we look at the same thing with Airbnb, right? They don't have to own homes. We are going to combine the idea of hospitality and mix that. So instead of you buying, booking a hotel, we're going to combine that layered experience, right, with people having their own homes. So it's almost short-term apartment renting, right? But like for one night. So again, as we begin to think about these things, right, these are layering experiences. That's how you build an innovative company. When you find a market that's being underserved, and what you do is you begin to find a way for you to serve that market. And when you serve that very unique market, you will find there's innovation there. That's simple. Now, is every company meant to be innovative? No. I'll be honest, guys. So don't get out of shape because you don't have the next Apple. You don't have the next Lyft or Uber. Some of these companies are daggone anomalies, okay? Like, I'll be honest. I mean, hey, not all of us can be, Elon Musk, okay? But, however, here's what I'm trying to say is that you can find ways to still be innovative in your company. So that's how we're going to find the who, okay? Really spend time people watching. I'm going to give you guys some ways to really get in on finding a really money rich audience. You really want to study people's problems. Okay. You really want to figure out why people are mad, why people are angry. You want to start, if you are not a people watcher, you will never be an innovator, because you have to study how people live, talk. Like, you have to be able to be that kind of person that can just sit and watch people, watch for their reactions, watch for frustrations, watch for happiness, joy. You want to figure out why people get happy, why people get sad, especially when it comes to certain product interactions. You also want to learn on, especially when it comes to your target market. Like, if let's say you want to focus on moms, but you don't know your specific niche, right? Begin to talk to moms. Like, this is why really great companies do not happen over like 30 days, because you have to spend time making sure that when you launch this business, that it's worth your time, right? Like, do I have a wide enough audience that needs this? Or am I just asking like 2 women that I know in my family who said that like they have this problem? Well, do I have enough women who have this problem and not just, these 2, right? So you want to make sure that you are taking out the time to really hear concerns. Because remember, when you're building a really amazing brand that has a really amazing vision, you have to find a deep enough purpose for why you're doing this. So you need to hear the hearts of your customer base, right? Perfect example is that when I launched Glam Print Go, one of the reasons why I launched Glam Print Go was because of the fact that there was never a company that helped my clients go from design to business strategy. So a lot of times what was happening was that they were getting these websites, and the websites were never built with strategy. They were just like, oh, you need a website? Okay, what do you need? Okay, we're going to build it. And the clients were like, okay, great. So when's the money coming in? And so the business strategy was never mixed with the design, because most times they're never mixed, right? And the other thing was that for a lot of my clients, they did not just need a design, they also needed other systems and other products set up to make it all work together. So eventually, you know, my speaker clients or my expert clients, consultants, coaches, things like that, ministers, they just didn't want me to help them get their website and their book published. They're like, okay, bam, I need an online course to help monetize the book further. Okay, I'm gonna need a funnel system built up to gather more emails. So what I began to do was I put these things together within one agency, so that literally when you came to me, I gave you a platform in a box. Like, it wasn't just a website, but it was an actual platform that could help you gather people, that could help you, you know, build your platform, that could help you, you know, you're already come out the box with monetizable products and services. So I had to find people. What I found was I was finding people who were getting frustrated with just getting one side of the equation, and they wanted all of the sides together, but they also wanted the strategy. They were feeling frustrated, lost. They're like, I've got all the cute, like I have all the branding and stuff, but I'm not making money. So this is why for me, I was like, okay, that's where I'm going to swoop in. So for me, I don't work with everybody. I only work with people who want to build platforms. I'm not going to, if you need a logo made, I'm not your person. If you just need, like, you know, you're like, oh, I just need a logo made, I need a website, you know, then we maybe do the website. But the way that we do it is that we build with strategy. So when I'm building your site, I'm not just going to build your site. You have to allow me to be also your business coach. And so that began to also layer people, because people are like, oh, I don't need a coach. I just need a website. Okay, well, you're not for us, because we build with strategy in mind. So as I began to become more niched, that was why I was able, and eventually now, to charge more, because I'm bringing in another layer of expertise. And again, I'm combining different fields together, right? And so this is why when you're focusing on your customer base, you need to have a deeper mission. Like for us, our mission was that we want our clients to reach the masses. We want them to reach we want them to take their passion, and we need to package it. And so what we do is we work with the passionate people. We work with people who are very passionate, but they just need their passion to be packaged and easily taken and bought and sold and downloaded, right? So when we are able to pitch that, people are like, oh my gosh, you package the courses and the web. I'm like, yeah, that's us. That's what we do. So guess what kind of clients we get? We get clients who are looking to make products or specific services within a website. They want the funnels and all that. So it helps you to have a very targeted audience. But then two, it helps you to also speak to a deeper mission, right? And so this is where people don't just see you as another company, but they see you with a mission in mind, right? This is why for some companies, they involve social entrepreneurship, where like with Tom's, for every shoe you buy, you get a shoe, you get a shoe, your shoe goes to a child, for some other companies, their mission is not as much, with philanthropy, but it may be within, the idea of, the core belief system, as far as like, even with McDonald's, it's hilarious. But McDonald's, they're about family. Laughing. But that's what they, and that's actually, when you think about it, whether we agree with the fact that the processed foods make balls as fat. But the point is that when you look at Happy Meals and different things, kids love Happy Meals. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I have watched kids go crazy because there was not a toy in their Happy Meal box. They're like, listen, I'm about to tear this place up with my little 4-year-old self, because there is not a toy in my Happy Meal. I mean, I've seen kids literally go crazy. And so McDonald's has built a brand that does serve families where like parents are like, oh my God, like my child's going crazy. Let me just give them a Happy Meal, throw it in the back of the seat. Okay, guys, you got your Happy Meal, and I'm just going to go, and drive off, right? So it has become a part of families. I mean, whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, they have helped to serve their core base. So when you think about who you're for and why you do what you do, right, you will also begin to create experiences. Now let's talk about the buy part. The buy part is going to be, actually not the buy part, but let's talk about the two part. So the two. like I said before, we're going to paint the end picture. You want to begin to think about the end results that people get. Okay. And this is where you can begin to ask questions, because you begin to ask them things like, now, how would you like to wake up? You know, and when you wake up, you have money showing up in your bank account from your products and services that are being passively made, right? So let's say, like, for instance, like with us, we create passive products, a lot of passive income products, you know, online courses, workbooks for our clients, journals, things that, you know, they can literally, we create once and then like they sell it forevermore, right? So one of the things that we pitch them is that when we start talking about passive income products, we tell them, you know, how would you like it where when you're waking up, your tribe that you build up, that we're going to help you build up, when you wake up in the morning, you're not waiting on a check at the end of the week, but you literally are having money coming in every day, every hour, you know, as of course we tell them that you have to build up your tribe for that to happen. But how would you like to wake up and your passion, you're profiting off of the things that you're passionate about, right? People are willing to invest in that passion. They want to be just as passionate as you are. And when you wake up, people are buying, they're getting your knowledge. And when we tell it to our client, they're like, oh my gosh, yes, you know? So we don't sell them first of, well, you know, how would you like to have us design your course, to make some courses for you and some workbooks? That does not sound fun. That does not sound amazing, because they don't really care about that. I mean, they may care about it, but they really care about, how do I get people to listen to what I'm passionate about? How do I get people to invest back into my gifts? That's what they care about. So what I pitch is the end result first, right? Then I tell them, well, the way that we do that is through online courses, workbooks. Does that make sense? So when you're doing this one sentence pitch, that end result is tell them what they're going to receive. Tell them, you know, if I wanted to sell you lemonade, I would not sell you lemonade. I would sell you thirst. I would sell you parched. You're parched. I would sell you, don't you want to taste that idea of salty and of sweet and tart? You know, don't you want to taste a nice ice cold lemonade, something that will refresh you in a hot day of sun, right? Is anyone selling ice cream in the frozen snow? Like, do you see that? Do you see someone outside peddling ice cream when it's frozen outside, when it's freezing? No. Because there's no immediate need. So what we do instead is that we pitch, right? We pitch this idea of there is a need for this, and you want to show them why they need this. You're thirsty. Here's water. Cold ice, perspiration. The cup has perspiration coming down the side. You know, there's the sense of, you know, you want to be refreshed. You know, you want to imagine that nice ice cold drink going down that parched throat. You know, and it's funny because you think like, okay, it's corny, but when you watch Coca-Cola commercials, come on now, I'm sure you've seen these soda commercials. You start getting parched because you see the ice cubes and you see the drink, you see it have the fizzle, and you're like, I'm getting thirsty, you know, I'm getting thirsty. Why? Because I'm seeing what I could have, right? When you watch commercials and you see children really happy playing with a certain doll and you see their faces light up, right? I'm seeing an end result. Right? So that's why when you communicate with your words, you have to paint the picture. If you can't show it to them, you talk it to them, and you paint the picture with your words of what they could have if they invested in you, right? Now let's go to the buy. Okay, let's go, because we're almost done. Let's go to buy. Now the buy part is, that's where you tell them how it's going to happen. So this is where you give them the boring stuff. Okay, this is where you tell them how it's going to happen. Okay, so this is where you tell them that you do it through, you know, your coaching, through your courses, through your, you know, we sell t-shirts and apparel, you know, maybe you tell them that, you know, we offer, you know, through our nonprofit organization or giving back or for, you know, philanthropy efforts. But this is where you tell them that last line. Last line is like the actual way that you help them. Okay, that's the actual way. So this is where you give them the physical ways that you fulfill the picture that you just painted. Right? So let's give an example. Here's my client. Hey, Dr. Lordica, I saw your text. I hope you're getting home soon so we can talk. But let's give an example. Let's say you're a makeup company. This is what I hear from a lot of makeup artists and, you know, people want to start business. They will say this. Oh yeah, I own a makeup company. Awesome. Okay. So what do you do? Oh, I own a makeup company. Okay, so what do you do? I just told you I own a makeup company. Okay, so what do you sell? We sell lip glosses, we sell lipsticks, we sell lip liners. I'm just like, okay. When I hear that, do you know what I'm hearing? Optional, optional, optional. There's nothing that separates you. So then you say, well, I mean, I told her about my company. I don't know why she didn't buy from me. Because you're giving me optional. I'm going to go to MAC. I'm going to go to Beauty Bakery. I'm going to go to Morphe. I'm going to go to ColourPop. I'm going to go to, what else do I like? Juvia's place. I'm going to go to, I mean, I can think of a whole bunch of places that I will shop at. Because when I think about those companies, I'm thinking of brand. I'm thinking of, you know, how they particularly target in their audience and what they do. So when I hear of a makeup company, that is a blank. Or we're a catering company. You know, we offer custom, you know, food services for our customers. You know, we cook amazing dishes to help you, to, you know, help for all your events. Okay, optional. I'm hearing optional. Nothing specific, nothing targeted. I don't hear a particular audience with that. So yeah. And the reason why people don't target a lot of times is that they're scared that they're going to miss money. But you miss money when you don't target. Think about this. If you have an arrow, okay, and you're focusing it on a target, okay, there's a purpose in the arrow, right? Okay? Try to shoot an arrow with no target. You tell me what's going to happen. You can't assess if you were successful. You may have hit someone and killed them. Now you're being charged for manslaughter. Okay, you went from shooting the arrow that should have had a target to now look. Now you're going to jail. You're going to be another episode of Law and Order because here you are shooting people with the arrow, and you should have been shooting at the target, right? When you have a target, you have a purpose. When you don't have a target, you don't have a purpose. You cannot assess your successful measures. You don't have any metrics. Now you're just out here committing manslaughter. Okay, and that's really what you're doing. And technically, you're killing yourself. The arrow is going to come back. It's going to be like a boomerang. You thought it was going, that thing's going to be, it's going to turn around. It's going to hit you. Like, oh my God. You know, because why? Because it's going to end up hitting you upside your head because you did not have a target. And you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be struggling. Like, oh my gosh, I can't find any target. I don't have any customers. This is God testing me. That's all it is. It's just a test. Genesis is just focus. It's just a test. It's the enemy. He's just trying to I just can't even focus, just trying to distract me from the purpose. Like, no one's distracting you. You don't have a focus in your business. You don't have a targeted focus. Because you don't have a targeted focus, no one's going to buy from you. Because whether you like it or not, this is a harsh truth. No one is forced to support a small business. Okay, I'm just saying, no one is forced to support a small business. So I don't have to shop with you. I can go buy from a big box brand. So when we talk about like, oh, shop small because they're a small business, you have to understand that while that is a great intention, while we should shop small, people have opinions and options and biases. Biases. Okay, they have multiple biases. Okay, I'm just playing with you. So because of that, right, when I open up my email inbox, for instance, right, you don't send any emails out. Okay. But then you get mad on why. I woke up in the morning looking at my emails like, oh my gosh, ColourPop had a sale. I'm gonna go buy from them. She's always buying. She should be buying from my business. Well, why should I? Why? Why should I buy? Why? Defend to me why I should buy from you. Prove to me, give me a defensive reason for why I should buy from you. And you cannot say because you're a small business, and you cannot say because, oh, well, I have an amazing company. No one cares. Everyone has an amazing company. You cannot tell me because, you know, you're a Christian. Okay, what does your faith have to do with the fact that I need to buy from you? Okay? You cannot tell me because you know me. I don't care. I know a lot of people. Okay? I know a lot of people. Okay? You cannot know. And you cannot tell me because of the fact, oh, well, I just put all my heart, my talent into this business. Well, you know who else puts a lot of heart and talent in the business? The people who made the iPhone. They spend hours, okay, days upon days making sure that I had an amazing iPhone. Okay? There are people who work for companies. For many of you, you work for companies yourself where you put hours into your job. Okay, and so you can't say people should buy into you because you put hard work into it. You put hard work into your job. When you're at the call center talking to those nuts on the phone, trying to not lose your mind, you put your hard work in to make sure you don't lose your mind and provide them with great customer service. Okay. When you're in the office working for corporate, when you're a teacher in the school system, okay, you are putting your hard work and effort into making sure that your customer base or whoever it is that you're trying to serve, that they have an excellent experience. So we can't say that because you're good at what you do, I should buy from you. If that's the case, I need to buy from everybody I know who work hard. And I don't have enough money to do that. So I'll wait till that happens. Okay. You need to have a deeper mission at hand. You need to have a focused, targeted group. Okay. And it needs to be large enough for you to make money off of. You have to stop selling in small ponds. This is big. There's nothing wrong with a niche pond. But sometimes you're not making any money because it only includes your grandmother, yourself, and your far removed cousin from like 3 marriages ago. Y'all don't count. You have to find enough people who care about the same issue that you want to solve. But here's the other thing. I'm almost done, but I'm not done. Hold on, here's the other thing. And I said this before, but we're going to end on this note because this is very important about vision. Okay. I'm going to sip a little more of my aloe water because what I'm about to say, it may scorch my own throat. Okay. 2 things. First thing is that some of you are trying to be so innovative that you're not getting started with your business. So in other words, some of you are like, I need to find like a really transformative idea. It's just like, I haven't got it yet, but I'm going to get it soon. It's been like 5 years and you still have not found an innovative idea. Maybe you just need to start something a little more basic that serves a need and just get started. Stop trying to be so deep that you have not been able to plant seed. Some of you, instead of you planting seed and just going just a little enough deep, just stretch yourself, just plant seed, y'all have gone way down and almost into Middle Earth. Y'all are about to hit the core crust of the earth itself. And you're like, I just need to find a deep enough reason, And I mean, y'all are pretty much at the melting core of the earth. And you still not planting your time. I'm not going to plant my seed. I got to find something deep enough. How deep can you go? Get started, please. Okay? Just get started. I don't have the right logo yet. It's just not speaking to me. A logo, okay? Let me tell you something. I have been able to secure clients with the reopening of my agency. The business cards are not done yet. The website is not launched yet. Okay, we just have an Instagram. I'm just not ready. I'm just not sensing it yet. Okay. There are people, the crackhead on the corner. Do you think he's sensing it to sell the $5 socks? Do you think he's like, I gotta first make sure that these cotton fibers or these socks are like totally. Now maybe he was high, like maybe he was like, in California, he may talk about sock fibers. But do you really think the crackhead is like concerned about the fact that like the logo is like not purple enough, or not like green enough? Do you think like he's like concerned? Like he's like, this crack I'm about to sell. The white is like a little, it's just like one shade, just like one shade too dark. Do you think he's scared? The crazy woman who was trying to sell me the flowers like 2 weeks ago. Okay, do you think that she was caring about the fact that like this one stem is off? This one stem on this flower. I'm just not gonna do it. No, because I'm gonna tell you something that in all of my hilarious corniness right now about the crackhead and the crazy woman who trying to sell me flowers, they understand something that many of us need to understand. Doing what they do, even in their state, is not optional. It's survival. And I think that the problem for a lot of entrepreneurs is that we started, but we did not understand that, just like I started the very first thing, that your business is something that is not optional. Stop getting mad at the fact that it's not giving you what you want when you have not given it what it needs. Okay? You cannot be a person that is so caught up on the little details that it holds you back from doing and just launching. I'm not saying that you need to go out here and create crappy products. What I am saying is that get started. It can improve along the way, but I promise you that no one has ever started with a perfect product. No one ever started with a perfect service. No one ever got started. And when they opened up their physical location, everything was right. Nothing was broken. You know, there was not an issue with the code. Like, I promise you, there will always be something popping up because we are in a world with imperfect people and we are imperfect ourselves. So I am just telling you that for whatever it is that you want to do next, don't get so deep on yourself that you don't plant the seed to get started. Just plant the seed, okay? If the crackhead can get up and do it, so I'm telling you, crackheads are one of my number one motivations. I'm not even trying to make fun of them. Because there are families that suffer with, addiction, family members. I'm not trying to make fun of anything. But what I'm saying is that they have taught me a great lesson, which is that when you want something bad enough, when it becomes a necessity, when it becomes something that is not optional, you will do whatever it takes, okay, to get what it is that you desire, whether good or bad. Whether good or bad, whether good or bad. So this is why when we talk about vision, you've got to realize, why am I doing all of this? Like, why am I putting all these hours into this business? Is it because I just want to make some extra money, or is it because I actually want to do something with a deeper purpose, right? When you look at your products and services and what you're producing, why are we launching this product? What is the purpose behind this product? Or are we just launching a product because we just want to make another product? Why am I offering these services? Am I offering these services because I can make some money? Or am I offering these services because I believe that by offering these services, I can help my target base and I can help them to solve a solution? Why am I selling these clothes? Some of you are opening boutiques and there is no mission, no vision, no nothing. And you're thinking that you're going to come out here and become a multi-million-dollar company with this online boutique. And it's like, all you do is sell clothes. Give me a deeper mission. Who is it for? Are you focusing on products that can feed that audience? I look at clothing brands, for instance, and I look at different brands. And I look at how each brand that I know that I shop from, there is a very unique purpose in their target audience. Whether they're trying to sell inexpensive clothing to a particular audience and they're fast fashion, whether they're trying to sell, high-level couture to a certain audience, right? Whether they're more mid-level and they're trying to provide upscale professional clothing, right, at a certain quote unquote affordable price, right? You've got to figure out what it is that you do so that when you launch your company, there is a strategic target that you are shooting at so that when people ask you what you do, you can give it to them like butter on bread. I was about to say like bread on butter, but there's no such thing. But butter on bread there is. So hopefully you guys were able to learn from this class. I pray that this week, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to look at your company for 2018. And I want you to ask yourself, where are we going this year? Where is my company going this year? Okay. Where's my business going this year? What do I want it to give back to me? Based on the amount of time that I can give it, what I want to give back to me. And how will I make these things happen? If I look at my products and my services, what is it that I need to offer this year? At what amounts? And what amount of value to get back what I need, right? What are the things that I need to stretch myself in? Is there a new product or service that I can offer? How can I offer it? How many clients or customers do I need to offer it to? Do I want to expand my clothing or my jewelry line by how many pieces? These are different things that we need to begin looking at so that, listen to me, so that when you are launching your business or your company, there is a purpose. Too many companies close within 3 to 5, usually 3 years, because of the fact that they started excited, passionate, but because there was not deep enough research, passion, studying of the market, they closed doors. And it's very unfortunate. It's very sad. But this is why I tell people, you do not start a business for likes, for titles, anything like that. The greatest of companies have started it because they saw a problem and they wanted to solve the problem and they were dedicated to solving the problem. What problem is your company solving? If you want to make a lot of money, find a problem. Find a problem. Don't find a customer. Find a problem. Because the problem helps you to feed a particular audience. And they will pay because of the fact that you're solving a problem. problems don't have to be super deep though. You know, they don't have to be, you just have to find a defined enough product, but a big enough product for you to become profitable in. And to do the fact that there is a scalable opportunity in that, right? So that across a couple of years, you know, you can see that the market will soon expand, right? But you don't have to be the first. You may be like, for instance, where, you know, Uber was there, but then Lyft came, you know? So this is where you don't have to always be the first, right? But you do have to be good at what you do. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you were able to get something from this class. Again, your homework is to, number one, you want to ask yourself the question that we talked about today about, you know, what is your vision? What do you want out of 2019? How are you going to get there? What products and services will you continue to offer? And what volume do you need to sell them at? The other thing is that you need to complete the sentence. I help blank to blank by blank. Remember to understand who's your target market. Remember to understand to paint the picture. And then number three, what are the ways that you help to fulfill painting the picture? Last but not least, you need to make sure that you're on my email list by going to my website, which is genesisdorsey.com. And the email box is literally right there on the homepage. Right there. This week's class that's being offered is this Saturday. It is the planner class. So if you're looking to launch your own planner or journal company, you definitely want to get your seat. The prices have gone up. So you want to get your seat. And you can do that by going to genesisdorsey.com. And then there is literally a button right there on the homepage that says, it's going to say see upcoming classes and deals. And when you click on that, you can see everything that's being offered this month, from classes to books. And again, this is what we do in our tribe. We learn, but I'm very passionate about helping you take that passion inside of you, unravel it, and create into an amazing business that people will invest in, and that, more importantly, that you'll be proud of, and that will help you to create a legacy. Okay, guys? So guys, I'll see you guys later. I love you guys so much. Be sure, again, to take care of your businesses, to build something that truly matters, and build something that is scalable, okay, that you can grow and pass on to the next generation. So I will see you guys later. I'm going to first say bye to Instagram. See you guys later. And then I'm going to say bye to Facebook. See you guys later. And then last but not least is YouTube. YouTube, be sure to know that the MailChimp video has been uploaded to my channel. So if you look on my channel, you'll be able to see that. You're definitely going to need a notepad. You may want to open up your MailChimp account and then like literally go step by step as you watch the video. But it's a great training and it breaks everything down. So guys, hopefully you're able to learn something. I'll see you guys later.